This next one comes from the blog State Street Sports.
Letter numero dos ese.
It says, not really sure what planet this guy is from, but Zambrano should definitely think about getting a restraining order ASAP against this guy. In fact, the whole Cubs roster should think about doing the same just to be safe. Let's go one step further and post his picture at Wrigley and make sure the Cubs never let him take one step into the friendly confines so we can protect ourselves the next time we go to a game. Public safety is no laughing matter. Now, the area where I grew up is about an hour east of Chicago, so I've been to Wrigley Field a few times in my life. Let me tell you a story about the first time I ever went to Wrigley Field, and I promise you every word of this is 100% true. It was 2006, me and a couple friends, we went to Wrigley to catch a Cubs-Reds game. A friend of mine was wearing a White Sox hat just to piss people off. I wasn't wearing the hat, I wasn't causing any trouble, but despite that, this guy who was sitting in the row in front of me, his appearance would be best described as the biological brother of Captain Insano from The Waterboy. He turns around and starts being like, you know, just starts talking crap to me, being like, what are you doing here? You better leave. What? And he proceeds to start taunting me over all the intercourse he's been having with my mother lately, as they tend to do. I had a reasonable fear that if I talked crap back to this guy, he would rip my arms off and beat me with them, so I decided to stay silent, and he decided to kick things up a notch. He turned around, and he started rubbing my leg like this, and he started saying, "Yo, are you gay? Are you gay? You gotta be f***ing gay to be at Wrigley Field. You're not gay enough, so you better get the f*** out. Yeah, you ain't gay. You can't root for the Cubs." And while he's doing this, he's working his hand higher and higher up my leg, and like he's getting dangerously close to making contact with my junk. And by this point, I was completely paralyzed with fear. I was pretty sure I was going to be sexually assaulted and murdered, not necessarily in that order. Fortunately for me, the guy lost interest in me and started yelling racial insults at an Indian guy who was 3 rows behind me. The point of the story is this. As long as people like that are allowed to roam free at Wrigley Field without metal cages and electric dog collars to keep them the hell away, that place has got a hell of a lot more to worry about than a kid making a comedy sketch in his kitchen. We're back with more coverage on this monumental news event. We've been hit with a bombshell today, as Jerry Anderson has been hired by Denny's, and we're about to find out what type of music he likes. I'm getting it now. Yes, this is the moment we've been waiting for. It appears Jerry Anderson is a fan of rap? We've all been blindsided by this one. Again, new Denny's kitchen employee Jerry Anderson has been confirmed to in fact be a wigger. We return to Bill Charge with more in-depth coverage on this culinary shocker. Bill. With this stunning defection from either of the white factions, the black cooks now enjoy a comfortable plurality, and rap music will be the order of the day for the foreseeable future. Despite being outnumbered by white cooks by a significant margin, they've maintained control of the radio for 5 months now. We'll just have to face the fact that until this infighting stops, society will continue to hold the white man down. Coming up next on your news forecast, the Charmin Bears. Is it possible to make defecation cute and cuddly? The answer won't surprise you, because it's no. The Nokia N-Gage was a cell phone, handheld video game system hybrid. It was a widespread gaming industry joke from the day it was conceived. From a clumsy interface that required you to remove the goddamned battery just to switch games, a side-talking feature where you would have to hold the side of the device to your face in order to use it as a cell phone, which made you look like Captain Dumbass of the Dumbass Navy, and a screen that gave it a higher vertical dimension than horizontal, making it the opposite of every friggin' screen in the history of screens. Everything about this thing was and still is an unmitigated disaster. Unfortunately for me, in its time it received a surprisingly high amount of press coverage just based on how laughable it was. And that means every joke that could possibly be written about it has already been taken. Making an all-new N-Gage joke that nobody has ever heard is about as impossible as making a completely fresh and new joke about George W. Bush being dumb. It would be like asking a stand-up comedian from the Roman Empire to make up a new and innovative joke about Caligula's sex life. All the citizens in Rome would be like, dude, we get it. Our emperor has sex with lots of animals. It's not funny anymore, bro. So instead of the same tired stuff, I'm gonna go in a completely different direction and share a joke that my friend told me in high school that has nothing to do with the N-Gage. In order to make the joke more classy, it'll be acted out by award-winning actors Daniel Day-Lewis and Michael Caine.
Excuse me, sir. You look extremely familiar.
Perhaps I just have one of those faces.
No, I've seen you somewhere before. Aha! I remember now. I saw you on the news. You're the man who's famous for having 5 penises.
Alright, you caught me.
Sir, I must know. How in the world does your underwear fit?
Well, my friend, it fits like a glove. Yeah, I should have just made a side-talking joke and called it a day. Now, finally, we've got this delightful comment from Bootlegger Sports.
Aw, snap. It's letter 3.
It reads, here is a zitty fat kid doing a racist impression of Carlos Zambrano. I hope his life is full of face punches and anal fissures. Now, let me tell you how hurtful and malicious I found this comment. Alright, my life isn't going to be filled with anal fissures and fist punches just because you want it to be, okay? I mean, alright, I did notice a little bit of blood in my stool today, but that was probably a coincidence. You are not going to get what you... Ah! 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 Touché, sir. Send emails, comments, or threats to the structural integrity of my anus to moldybagels@gmail.com, and I'll probably read it on the air. Hey, butthole. Did you miss the first 4 episodes of Moldy Bagels? YouTube.com/crapstickdoodle has all the awesomeness you've missed. Tap it and scrap it.
F it and chuck it.
Conceive it and leave it.
Take a roll in the hay and send her away.
Get hard and discard.
Take her to bed and stab her dead.
Bill? I don't think I want to play anymore.